episode 3 of my survival playthrough on Vulcan in creative mode. It's a custom creative mode though. It's Stationeers difficulty, no, Stationeer, not Stationeers difficulty, with increased lung damage though, and a few other small adjustments. Particularly, I don't have to eat and drink that much, because I just wanted to take out the tedium and just get building, but I'm trying to keep it minimal. I mean, I'm spawning in things that I need, obviously, but if I would die, then I would reload in a normal playthrough, so there's that, you know. It's not an Iron Man playthrough that I do normally. Okay, let's take a short survey of the things that we have. So I built this hall here, and first then this airlock in episode 1. And my god, I saw this thing here and immediately thought I have to wash that, because I've been playing Pressure Power Wash Simulator for almost 70 hours now, which is great for audiobooks, you know. Yeah, anyway, so the airlock, and then this entrance hall, and then I made this cooling system which relies on the battery. I mean, there was only one at the beginning, and 1 or 2 rows of solar panels, which are now all controlled by this computer, which points them at the sun. Yeah, whatever, it's a black hole. I know it's a black fucking hole. And then eventually I realized the power doesn't last overnight, so I added this corridor of batteries. I don't know if this will stay. This is my first such playthrough, and maybe I will learn a few things that will make future such things even cooler. So then we have here a thing that I used to evacuate the hall. Here we have just an air scrubber. And here we have a CO2 retriever. Yeah, well, so the temperature is... What? What, we have a temperature of 500 degrees in here? What's happening? That's impossible. How do we have 600 degrees in here? $400, 380, 340, 300, 260, 220, 179, 140, 99, 59, and it's set to... Oh, god damn it, why is this thing off? But anyway, did you not just see down there here a temperature of 600 degrees? And now the temperature is 17 degrees? Something's fucked up, man. I mean, I'm sure I didn't look at the compass. I checked that twice. Anyway, this tells me that I should make sure that all these guys are turned on at all times. Good thing we can make that happen. Creative, IC10, spawn, and shove some windows around here. So that's the AC1. Right, it's not wired up to these. Well, I guess I have to use the laptop after all, which I try not to use normally, because I find it annoying. No! Air conditioner. So the thing is named structure air conditioner, alright. And then we have mode 1 and 0. Mode 1 being active. So all I have to do is wonder why the thing is not on. The laptop is on. What? Dude, if the laptop is on, then... Oh, there's no motherboard. Yeah, okay. I mean, alternatively, I could print something with resources that I spawn in, or I could make those resources with a furnace, but then not go mining, and that's where I would really draw the line. But thing is, I don't have so much oxygen, and I've made that the non-cheat priority. So I'm basically living off the last few atoms that we have here in the air.
Waste tank caution.
But let's add a few atoms to that. I mean, on doesn't seem to make much sense, but that's only true for the first one where the chip is running. Okay, so there's that. Yet more crap to lug around. Okay, so we have power. The goal, of course, would be to get some greenhouse running, so we get some oxygen production for water and all of that crap. And I'm getting some CO2 over there already from here, but the temperature in here is pretty high. I mean, 31 degrees. I mean, no wonder with the sun glaring down here, and there's only one AC, and I didn't construct this well. I've never really, I wasn't ever able to use these AC properly. What I should have done is use 2 or 3 ACs down here, I guess, and then stack them up a bit. I mean, like 3 here, 3 next stack, and then 2, 2, 1, something like that. I think that would have worked. Maybe this thing would be faster if I'd use a large powered vent. Problem is you can only define the external pressure. The internal pressure you cannot. So why is there no pressure in this pipe network? I mean, like none. Is all of it being pumped through so quickly? So this is the coolest room, coolest place in the room. 31 degrees. And somehow it's the same degrees everywhere. What the fuck, man? Should there be some air coming out? Set inward. Oh. What? What's happening here? So this guy is now pumping in here. There's no pressure whatsoever. Here we have a pressure regulator set to back pressure regulator set to 10 megapascals. And if I turn this guy off now, aha, then we get a few megapascals. All right. Yeah, the problem is that the air in here, the pressure is so... Oh, of course! Of course! I have to turn off this contraption here, because it's pumping over CO2 and nitrogen as soon as it can, bluntly, not considering, without any consideration. So the pressure in here is 0 kilopascals. Let's turn this off also. This is my O2 station with 2 megapascals reserves in there. It automatically adapts to the canister size. Now this is being filled up from here. This will be faster once I have some gas in here. When the pressure is not being increased via this pressure regulator, but once there's a pressure of like 30-40 megapascals here, then it will be very fast. So this is where the plants will be. And also a robot arm. Or two. Maybe I should change the rendering. Don't use calculating all that landscape for no reason. 36 degrees, yeah. And this is where cooler air should come in. And this is where the CO2 comes in. So this is just the passive vent that goes to the heat exchanger over there. I think once everything has been established, that will be a sufficiently strong cooling. I mean, how warm will this room really get? Okay, some development will have to be done here. What do we have? Pressure is way too low, but now you see where all the gas has gone. Some O2 also, however that happened. Let's not think about it. Maybe the plants did. No, there are no plants yet. But there's water. I just spawned that in. But normally you land with water. It's impossible to survive on Vulcan without, I guess. Well, with trading is some luck maybe, but RNGs shouldn't have too much of a say over your fun. I mean, maybe in a game like Vampire Survivors, which I've also played a lot in recent days. Really great, man. What kind of simple and then wonderfully balanced and scaled reward center gameplay is that? Great, great, great. Okay, there needs to be some logic here, day and night. Let's add that logic with a computer. Maybe right here. What just happened? Motherfucker. What just exploded? God damn it. Oh, I think I know what happened. What happened is that this guy was turned off, so I put the canister in there, and then it had too much pressure. That would have been emptied quickly because it was all here. But oh my god, the computer is gone. The chip, everything is gone. Fuck! Huh. Well, how to deal with this now? Good thing we have such a large room, so the room itself held its air. But I would have to program everything anew. Not stuff I want to do now. I think I couldn't just grab the source code from the save game file, which is kind of like reloading. Or should I just reload? What did I achieve really? What is it that I did here today? Basically nothing. How old is the video? 14 minutes? Yeah, let's just reload. Come on. I mean, I was trying to take out the tedium and now this shit? Ah. Nope. Nope, nope, nope. You're lame. I know. So as I was saying, now I know the temperature in here was so brutally high. There's no gas in here. Alright, this thing. La la la. Unfortunately, my clipboard is still bestowed with a define AC. As I was saying, so this guy is still doing that for whatever reason. Let's turn that around and turn that off. And this guy stays on for reasons. Why is it so empty still? Anyway. That was disturbing, I would say. But interestingly, nothing really got lost apart from the device itself, and then of course the computer here, which was very close. So if I would generally build larger halls like these, and then place potentially dangerous equipment in the middle of it, or, you know, not quite at the border, that would be sufficient then. Okay, so while the sun is up, the target temperature for my station here is 10 degrees. And as soon as that temperature has been reached, actually 15 degrees, right? I mean, the AC is set to 10 degrees. But the CO2 system here is set to 15 degrees. So as soon as we have a temperature of 15 degrees measured up here, it will turn on the active vent here, and will also turn this thing to mode 1, so we get some CO2 here, which will immediately heat up the station, and when that gets too warm, this switches back to mode 0, and this flips around, empties the pipe. Once it's empty, turns itself off. So that's basically what I'm waiting for now, that we get some CO2 in here that doesn't heat up the station too much. Let's see, how close are we to that kicking in? I think we can wait for that. Oh, look at that. It just happened. Wait, what? Oh no, the temperature that I've measured there must be my tank here. Let's see.
Jetpack critical.
55 degrees, yeah, that's the reason.
Jetpack low.
My propellant did that. How dumb. And yes, the jetpack is low. Could just pump in some gas from the outside, huh? A jetpack refilling station. I could utilize this guy for that, just use CO2 from outside, pump it in, and that would then be harmless but too hot gas to fart out in here, but it would give me what I need. I think I want to do that. So I would have to have a switch here which flips the operation mode, and could be a digital valve? Nah. Oh. I mean, I'm in creative mode. The most cool way to do that, I think, would be full automation. So let's make that happen. Yep. Full on automation. Valve. You know that company, digital valve. So we have the digital valve, and that's all. That's all this kit has. This cannot be added here anyway, so we can just do this. And the CO2 can just be pumped here.
Waste tank caution.
My waste tank cautions me. Yeah, well, and during the night, with only 120 degrees Celsius, we can get some CO2 in here. In other words, one of my key problems here is cooling. I could maybe add another AC here. 60 degrees. That problem really is the gas pressure is too low. I think I will just manually override some things. This thing is at mode 0. There's nothing I can do about that. Damn it. Damage? Why is that thing damaged? I wonder. And I need electronics parts and a screwdriver to repair it. Interesting. Maybe that's the heat, but maybe I farted some waste gases that happened at one point in the previous episode, I think. Alright, so I would basically click here or click there, and then the chip is supposed to automatically detect the situation and is then supposed to switch both digital valves into a meaningful state. So we would have to remember what the last meaningful state was, and then when it detects that both are off or both are on, then it must switch the other one on and then flip its remembered state accordingly. Yep. That's what it is. Oh man, I need to consider things. Copy by holding F, something you cannot reconfigure. The valve is both directions, I believe, despite the arrows. So this should work. Looking good. Now I need to program this. In the usual fashion. Will I use a large canister? I mean smart. Yes, smart. So we have two system modes, depending on what... Well, not depending on the valves. Yeah, kinda depending on the valves. So first the valve state has to be evaluated and controlled and checked and so forth. When that is done, only then we can go and do some things. Oh well. How did I do that? A digital valve. Structure digital valve. Greenhouse gas filtration? No. O2 station? No. Oh yeah, fill room filtration. That's the correct one. Okay. Define. Of course I need names. Sure. Huh. If you need a password, just shift your fingers, I guess. No, don't. It's unsafe. Okay, fill room. Confirm, save. Before we do anything else, some luxury, if I may. Oh, I didn't mean to spawn so many. Needs to be radius too. Slightly wasteful, but okay. Beggars can't be choosers. So wait a second. I just programmed this. Need to export this now, which shouldn't have any negative side effects, and didn't. I see housing. Oh, I define sense prox. Not sure if I will have multiple of these, so let's prepare for that. PC. Okay, that doesn't make sense. That didn't work. Incorrect argument count at line 16. Right badge. Of course. Still not. What seems to be the problem, officer? I think I done goofed. Aha, alright. Fill room filtration. So what do we want to do? Let's see what the source, how long the source code is. Okay, there's not much going on here. We have enough space to do the thing. Well, let's do the thing then. Let's determine what the state is of the digital valves. So let's find out. Load batch named into R0. Oh, that's my phone. Digital fill room. On some. Now we want to find out the same for the other one. So now I want to find out all four possible states, both off, both on, one first on or second on. In Java, I'd know how I'd do that, but here, I mean, it's of course clear how to do that here. I'm not stupid, but what's the optimal way to go about it? That's what I mean. What should the structure be? I don't know. So let's see. Branch if not equal to 0.
Air tank low.
So if we're here, then we know the other valve is not on. That case has already been solved. Wait, digital valve, no, a digital valve fill room is on. If that is on, the other valve might also be on. I think the default should be fill room, and so I will say alias the default value of any register that hasn't been used yet is 0, so by default we are in the fill room mode. If this is 1, then we are in the Jetpack mode. Okay.
Air tank critical.
The air tank is... everybody's a critical. Temperature 19 degrees, pressure nothing. It's all over there. Oh well. Thing is, once I've pumped in CO2 by the means that I will soon have available, I can also just unleash that canister's content then into the room to give it some push forward in regards to CO2 production without having to tamper with this thing. Not the best approach, but whatever. So, we have two valves. One of them must be on. Do they even turn on? They would not, because this has not yet been laid. Huh. Okay, the timing isn't optimal. But let's first program a bit. Save. Edit. If the digital valve fill room is on, too bad you can't write any comments in that place. So let's find out if the other one is also on. That would be this check. Loading from the digital valve, whether it is on fill room and jetpack. If not equal to 0 R0, then fill room is on, R1, then JPEG is on. And this means FR is definitely off. But there's an alternative still. What if both are off? Not equal to 0, not equal to 0. In that case, I will just turn on the first one. Fill room, and it will also say that this is 0. So we're not in Jetpack fill mode, but in fill room mode, and we also turned the fill room thing on. So both off has been dealt with. Basically, this is not needed. The Jetpack fill thing, I don't need that here. Because if I know that fill room valve is off, but the Jetpack valve is on, then we have a defined state, and all this thing here is supposed to do is create a defined state. In other words, this just goes to digivalve's done. Huh. Not equal to 0, R0, digivalve's FR is on. If the other one is on and the first one is not on, else we would not be here, then it jumps to we're done. Defined state has been achieved or observed. And here we are, both are off, so I just switch to or set the fill room mode and turn on that digital valve. And then we're done with the valves, the defined state has been achieved. So, JP may also be on. Not equal to 0 R1, it's the Jetpack thing. That is also on. Then we deal with that. But, basically what I have to do is something else. If this is not the case, then only this one is on, and this means we're done. So what I should do instead is I should go to this place.
Waste tank caution.
Again, loading both digital valve states. Fill room, Jetpack. Fill room is on. Fill room on. if a jetpack is not on, then we're done. Else we're in this wicked situation where we have to make a choice based upon this, basically. But I want to toggle it, because else I have no way to flip that around, other than by, you know, wait. This is not the right approach here. That is not the right approach at all. If both are off, that should be treated as the same situation as if both are on. And then we want to toggle, because else I am forced to necessarily switch the other valve on while the first valve is on, or vice versa, to effect the toggle. And the way it's designed right now, if I would just turn off the valve that is currently on, which might indeed be the first one, then just the first one will be turned on again. That's not elegant. It should be elegant, that's the idea here. Okay, so if both are off... So, all this boils down to something very different. Or, wait. Man, my booleans are not as fresh as they should be. Also, maybe I should mention, I actually didn't sleep this night, just skipped the night. And slept like half an hour in front of the PC while I was listening to some drone zone very quietly, and to the ambient sounds of pressure washer simulator, power wash simulator. Okay, so what I want to find out is whether both of these are different. So that should be XOR. Let's see, XOR into an XOR into another register, a 0 and R1. If this is 0 and this is 0, then I will get a 0. If this is 1 and this is 1, I will get a 0. But if this is 1 and this is 0, or if this is 0 or this is 1, so if they're different from each other, that's then a true statement. I mean, let's just look that up, but pretty sure that's the case. XOR table. Input A. 0, 0 is 0, 0, 1 is 1, 1, 0 is 1, 1, 1 is 0. So exactly like I said, if they are different, then I will get a 1 statement here. In other words, branch if not equal to 0, R2, digital valves done. The rest can just be removed. Again, I'm loading both these values, then I'm XORing them, so if they are different from each other, then I will just jump down here to digital valves done. Else I must make sure that they are different from each other. And how I do that should be very simple. The moment I see they are identical, I guess I would flip this so that the first default mode, I mean, this starts at value 0. Then it encounters both valves are off. So it will flip that and turn the second valve on. But the default mode should be fill room. So is fill room. All I want to do now is flip this around. Write if equal to 0. So if this is 0, then that's true. So it becomes 1. If this is 1, then this is false. So this becomes 0. This inverts this. Now I have to make a decision, which is pretty simple. I just have to say is fill room. So I only have to do this. And then I invert it, of course not lastingly, right into. I will just recycle R2 because that's more dirty as a temporary value than these two. They are orderly and meaningful, while this is just some scrap variable. It doesn't matter here, of course, but it is more orderly. Okay, and then I will do that to the other valve, and that's it then, that's all. Okay, I should now be able to flip them on and off. This doesn't have any effect yet on the overall system, but that's fine. Aha, this one is on, but that's the wrong one. Damn, now I cannot verify. Okay, it doesn't matter. Temperature in here is 17 degrees. That's too high anyway to fill the room. Maybe I should continue programming this, because maybe then it can just start working. Save! Now I have to make a decision based upon what the digital valves are doing. And that is written here. I think I should do that with subroutines just to keep it cleaner. So jump to RA, return address.
Hunger caution.
And then I have to fill room. Branch if greater, no, branch if equal to, not equal to 0. Right, and AL, so that we also store the return address. Just like jump AL. Jump, unconditional, jump AL, writes the thing. What's that? That's the thing I just needed. Okay, this seems pretty superfluous, but let's just do that. Why not? Digivalve, Jetpack. That makes it rather orderly. So this does this, and then here we have that. I wonder if that's meaningful. I guess I have to now change this. The fuck is happening? That could be a race condition. Yeah, that is probably a race condition. Let's see. I don't see why there should be one. There might be a programming error here somewhere, but let's just yield and problem solved, I guess. Interestingly, no. Huh. And I like it better this way. Because I don't see why there would have been a race condition. Whatever it does here, this will run into all the other crap that's happening down here, and then up here there's a yield. So there was one already. Let's see again. I'm loading from the fill room. I'm controlling both of them. We have seen that. So this stuff here is proper. Loading into R0 from the fill room valve, whether it is on. Loading into R1 from the jetpack valve, whether it is on. XOR them together in 2, and if that is not equal to 0, in other words, if they are of different persuasion, then we just jump down here, and we have already seen that in action also. So what's happening here? I'm writing into digit valve mode is fill room, the opposite of it. If this is equal to 0, that's true, so it becomes 1, and vice versa. Then I'm writing to the fill room. Oh yeah, of course, that was dumb. I inverted that into a temporary variable. That is fine, but then I forgot to use that variable. Nice. Elegant. And also now I have a graphical. Also, get in the chopper! I can't help it, man. That will take some time until I've overcome all that old German shit. Quite a few decades ingrowth of body. Grown into the body. And it also points into the direction of whatever I'm doing there, and so that's helpful, I guess. Okay. But that's not all. Now it has to do the jetpack thing. And for that, I will just from scratch, it's easy enough. Smart canister. That's one that we need. Define. I hope that's only the intro, else I would change the channel. Define. And now I need the utility. Always a good idea to navigate to the thing from the kit, because in this particular case, for example, I could have found the structure also, but that's an old item that doesn't exist anymore. The name isn't optimal because technically this is not for fill room but for jetpack. Hitting all the keys. Well, I'm not exactly sitting in an ergonomic position here. Can still jetpack. So let's select the target pressure then. Should I reserve a variable for that? I guess so. Yeah, I've complained about this a lot. Not to Rocketworks though, that the mouse wheel here is so fucking slow. Why is it this slow? And how easy is it to change that? You just have to change the multiplier, problem solved. Man, I wish Rocketworks would really make bank on this game. Then they could properly develop it. Currently they're just pushing time into it whenever they can, and they can do that often. they're financing this via other projects and via the initial purchases when the early access first release was. But I'm saying if that would be an actual profitable product, they would certainly, could add more resources to the development process and could then, for example, also work on quality of life stuff in between. Instead of having to focus to develop this in the militarily most optimal fashion. Reminds me, Rocket, Dean Hall was in the military. I don't know what exactly he did there. I read that and, you know, then I forgot it again, but I do admire the military, I must say, and I like the concept. Yep. Not just our heroes. That's not the idea. What I mean is, a perfectly, in quotation marks, perfectly, basically, what science is for the mind. A simulation of the perfect mind perceiving reality. The military is for the action, the simulation of the perfect actor. Very powerful, very large, in many places at the same time, and, well, you know, that's kind of what it is. Digivolve Jetpack. Okay. So, load batch named into R0. From slot 0, whether it is occupied. And the target pressure, I will assume, is 0. Unless I know better. Branch relative by I don't know how many lines. Based upon R0. And if that is equal to 0, then we just want to skip over the next lines. So if it's occupied, then we want to know the occupant hash. If the occupant hash is yet another keyword, is SmartCan. Actually different. Select into JP target pressure based upon the occupant hash. Wait, no, that's wrong. Write into R0 whether R0 is SmartCan. So if R0 is SmartCan, if R0 is equal to SmartCan, this will be a 1. So in the case of SmartCan, we want 19,000, else we want 9,000. That's the target pressure. Now we have the target pressure. So the target pressure, 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So now we have the target pressure defined as 0 or as one of these two guys. Now, depending on the target pressure, we want to act. Well, I guess I have to do some more things there. Oh, 1 kilopascal. I guess the dude kicked in a little bit. Also, I mean, as soon as the sun, the sun, is below the horizon, I will have the target temperature set here will be the threshold temperature will no longer be 15 degrees but 30 degrees. So we are risking quite much more. I wonder if that makes sense, because 30 degree might be a bit high. After all, I want to also cool the greenhouse with that. Then again, why am I doing this? kind of losing orientation here. Gas sensor. Structure gas sensor. Where is that?
Waste tank caution.
Here. If the pressure is greater than 80, do not fill room. Threshold temperature. Is threshold temperature defined at some point? Did I forget that? No, I did that up here. Okay, I selected... I see that this could actually be done down there. It's part of the package because it thematically belongs here. If that is greater than 90, then we select 30 degrees. It's a bit overzealous. Maybe we should go for 25? Nah, we don't have plants yet. Very soon. Where's the daylight sensor? Aha. Few more seconds. Times 5. Yeah, I forgot to say, the day-night cycle is slowed to a little bit faster than 1/5 of its normal speed. So it should be like maybe 95 minutes, I guess. I want to protect a canister that I put in there from overpressurization. And so I need some way to release that pressure. I think I used a volume pump here, right? Right? Yes, 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 yes. Not sure if a pipe cowl works in the ground. I guess it doesn't. Huh. Well, there's a way to find out, obviously. There's a little bit of pressure in there. Let's see if we can get rid of that pressure. I cannot. Right. The pressure is decreasing. But what am I doing? Why pipe cowl? I can just use this. All right. Boring. Give me something interesting.
Hunger critical.
So, if the target pressure... No, I have to find out what the pressure is. But how can I find that out? Oh, god damn it, I need a pipe analyzer. Shit! Could have been so neat, but now it's not. I don't know what fill room anal jetpack means in other contexts. Here, however, it's a useful term for programming. What?
Waste tank critical.
Again?
Oxygen low. Oxygen critical.
4 kilopascals. 3. We're actually getting some gas here. Unfathomable. Anyway, so I want to make sure that this thing is on. Right batch named. Lock 1 and on 1. And then I want to find out what the pressure is. In R0, I want to write, is the R0, the pressure of that pipe, greater than JP target pressure? If that's the case, lol, then we turn this guy, not this one, the volume pump on. I realize this is not the right way to do this. At least not exactly. Bright batch named on R0 and also setting 10. So the wrong part here is that this should happen all the time, because what if I flip those two around, swap the canister, pressure is too high, things explode. This should always be executed. And this satisfies me, because I felt like this guy should be turned on up here. What am I doing? Because that's a fundamental measure and shouldn't depend on whether that subroutine has ever been called. So let me just fix that in an external editor. Alright, so lock the thing, turn the thing on, load the pressure in that pipe part. JP target pressure. Oh, we don't have the target pressure necessarily. But then again, yeah, it's a lasting thing. I think we can rely on this. All of that is persistent, and then it comes. Then we just get that from the previous iteration of the loop. Why not? It's not a problem. Right into the pump. Turn on. Okay. So now that we have the pressure here that we want, we can say that if the pressure is lower... wait a second. What about the vent? How is that being treated? Do not fill the room, then it's just being turned off depending on pressure. Okay, we would basically have to replicate this, which is of course stupid. This would have to be exported into a subroutine, but that doesn't fly because I'm already using a subroutine and I'm not aware of a mechanism to... Well, I could copy RA to a different register or maybe use a stack pointer. So do not fill the room. Load the pressure input, that's correct. That's the one that I want to do here too. If it's greater than 0, suck from the pipe. And in the case of fill the room, if the pressure is less than 40 megapascals, pump. Okay, that's fine. That's exactly the thing we want to replicate for the other thing. Otherwise, that is supposed to be a subroutine. And I will not put them at the bottom, but in between the two, because they're valid for both. So I have them both in view in this retarded editor. I mean, I'm not complaining, of course. Given the circumstances, it's a great editor. Yeah, okay, this is the same. This it could be dependent on a value, but this is then a different thing dependent on a value, and I don't know. Okay, let's make two subroutines. It might not reduce the amount of lines much, but this is relatively intricate logic here, while a simple copying and restoring of register content is not. So, evac, load the pressure input. If it's greater than 0, then we have a 1 here. Mode 0. Turn this thing on and return to caller. And here the opposite. 40 megapascals less than, turn this thing on. Okay, so far so good. Now I have to use them. Move. Wait, need to make sure that I'm not... Okay, which register are being used here? R0. Only R0. Okay, since I know this is of course dirty programming, but I mean, how elaborate does it have to be? You know what's also dirty programming? If you completely over-engineer things which you will never need. It's of course a good learning experience and everybody will like the cleanliness of it. And maybe you can use these things later in a Java program or something where you prepare some library classes that are ultimately not really needed. But, I mean, there's also the matter of, is it wasted time? And this is just less stuff to learn and remember. You know, the right balance here is to just look at the immediate situation. I only need R1. Okay, so move into R1, whatever is in RA. Jump to evac. And then then actually jump to R1. I don't even have to restore the RA register, that's not necessary. Load, logic value, right, jump RA, that's replaced. So I'm saving RA into R1, doing the thing down here which uses RA and returns to RA, and then I'm jumping to R1. That should be working actually. Fill the room. Move into R1, whatever's in RA, then jump to R1. Pressurize. Plump, 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 plump. And those are the things I will need down here also. Are we still alive? Oh, we have a pressure of 9 kilopascals already. We're getting somewhere, man. Nice. Blessed be the night. However short it may be lasting. What's happening? Why is this guy... Oh, it's... never mind, it functioned correctly. Could use a few more lights, right? I mean, I have, like, all the power reserves. Look at that. There's so much power, I should really use some more lights in here. Let's do that. But first, eat and drink.
Power low. Low pressure. Oxygen critical. Low pressure. Oxygen critical. Low pressure. Hunger caution. Oxygen critical. Low pressure. Oxygen critical.
Yeah, well, I don't know what you would like here in Stationeers, and I'm not particularly saying, yeah, Stationeers, but I think that I would like there to be stress values, for example. Like, how have I mistreated my body, and that those are still some lasting things that will then slowly decrease, and I don't know how they will play out, but they should at least exist. I mean, you should put in all the things that should exist, and later you can utilize them. Employ them deeper in the simulation. Ah, shit. Yeah, that would probably be a copyright thing. It's interesting, the previous recording I had, there was Groove Armada going on, nice singing and such, and I was thinking, this isn't one of those copyright things? No, the song is super old. I listened to that already in the 1990s, so I'm pretty sure. But yeah, that was actually blocked in Russia, and so I thought, nah, come on, okay, let's delete this one song, then whatever. Because, I mean, a surprising amount of people are actually interested in Stationeers from Russia. So, yeah, I didn't want to block that. But Russians are assholes. Oh, so, right, of course. Oh, sure, that's what happened. But let's not go there. I will certainly go a lot more into politics and so forth in the next weeks. Pretty sure, yeah, because I'm that kind of guy. And that is off-putting, and you will have to live with that, or rather, skip the video or the channel. And that's what it is. Yeah, lights. I wanted to let there be lights, basically. Here. I need lights here. I'm interested in that. Also something that many of you, particularly those who are annoyed when I talk about that, hey, it's at work already, don't do it here, also, just want to relax for the gameplay video. Particularly those, I guess they are not optimistic when it comes to the future. I, however, am. That doesn't change the fact that I'm completely abhorred by this state of things right now. He's horrid, he said that. I don't even know if that's a word. appalled. That's better. Still not satisfactory, but better. That was stupid. So, I mean, I have managed to build something that all of you should also have. The ability to funnel your emotion through the outlet of the understanding that you can't do shit about it. I mean, if there's a third world war, then that's what it is. Then you have to deal with that if there's something that can be done at all at that point. A stupid example, huh? If your house burns down, then, well, then the list of options, you just look at the list of options, choose, basically we should just live as AIs in a way, you know? When the AI builds the word texts for you, it looks what is the most probable word to add here at this point in all this, based upon all the sentences and meanings that have been transported so far. What's the most likely word to be put here, and then it will look at the top 3 or top 5 or whatever. And if and of those who are really at the top, instead of a huge drop off to the next position that of course can't count, then it will pick up one at random, and that's what it does then. And that's kind of how we should also decide every life things, except the determination what is and isn't a high score is an emotional one, but that's the difference, right? And so I mean, non-attachment is really something you guys should learn, because it also makes you better humans. Because attachment implies need. If you are attached, for example, to, let's say, a spouse, and the spouse would like to, like, maybe move on, he or she isn't sure, or they, or whatever, it isn't sure, Vetter it isn't sure, a cousin it, yeah, of course. Im Deutschen sagen wir Vetter it, in English it's, yeah, cousin it. So if they want to move on, they know though that this might actually hurt you deeply. If they know that you could cope with that because you have learned non-attachment, have implemented that into your being, then they would be more free. In other words, you would love them more because they are now less imprisoned by you. This is logical and therefore true. In other words, not having non-attachment, not having learned that, is implicitly, well, I wouldn't say loveless, but is less loving than if you would have learned that. Subroutine. 12 kilopascals, not bad, not bad. At 26 degrees, getting somewhere. And how do you learn such a thing? Oh, good question. Let's see. I have no. It wouldn't be helpful at all if I'd express how I learned that, but because my path was incredibly wicked and weird and probably unique, who knows? How could one learn such a thing? Oh, I realized that part of this path happened very early on. I just, just confront yourself. What would happen if your house would burn down? I mean, if I would lose all the data that I have here, all my videos, it would lose the channel, would lose all the backups, my computer would, maybe even all my libraries that I've programmed, then of course that would have a positive side effect. The positive side effect would be that I could do it again with all the knowledge that I have, but in a cleaned up fashion, and I would no longer be burdened with the baggage that I necessarily of course carry around, because it would be bonkers to delete all that. But if the universe makes the decision for me, which would indeed disturb me, then I would say, okay, there's at least that. I mean, it's just, what good is it then if your emotion also suffers? And my opinion is that I'm not entirely sure, but I think that one of the key reasons that you're emotionally suffering when such a thing happens is that you're attached. That's really what it is. Your will is the situation shall have this form. Now the situation has a form that's completely incompatible with your will as to what the situation shall be, and that is the thing that causes the suffering. So in other words, you must not give a fuck to a large degree, to a way larger degree than you're doing already. Now you might think, well, what kind of life is that to lead? Dude, you have to go through the paradox, and that is very complex. Because, I mean, the paradox here is, if it is very important that it does not matter, that's a paradox. Basically, you have to intentionally relax, which is also a paradox. If I intentionally relax, then I'm using my muscles. Relaxation of my will muscle, my emotion muscles, whatever. But if well, I'm defining my being. But relaxing means that you let yourself be defined by the cosmos. That's what that means. I let that sink in. Maybe someone can use it in their bathroom. So we have the target pressure. Now I want to make sure that this pressure is also reached. If the pressure is 0, then we are in this kind of situation. So I can already say jump to R1. Move RA, R1, RA. It's a bit too colorful up here. I'm not gonna risk simplifying this in the form that I move this up there too. Then again, why not? Fill the room. This is the jump. Do not fill the room. That's the jump. All I have to do is do that move here. But I think I'm gonna do that differently. Behold. Yeah, no, it's not special. Alias RA2. Yeah, okay, this is the entry point to the subroutine, and it absolutely makes sense to do the thing here as a headline. This also tells me about the structure of the subroutine, that it calls others. Move into this from RA. And then down here, we just jump there without having to move. Saves a line. Well, actually, currently it doesn't save a line. I have the alias up there too. I'm remembering that, blah, 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 and then less than threshold temperature, fill the room. Else do not fill the room. Oh, okay, okay. I thought I had overlooked some kind of fall through. That's what that's called. When there's here, I'm jumping to the return address so we don't arrive here. If I would have forgotten that, there would have been a fall through. We have that. You have to, for example, in programming language where you have select statements, select structures. Select variable something, and then case 1, case 2, case 3, case 4, case 5, instead of having if structures and so forth. Pop. This is not the best solution. 100 watts the whole time. Anyway. So I will do this.
Waste tank caution.
Same here, yeah, of course. Interrupt me, piece of dog shit. Move. Alright, 2. Well, another thing that I don't know if that's positive or negative. If you learn non-attachment, then you will be more angry. What the fuck does that mean? Because learning non-attachment means that you reduce your will's insistence, but that's what I pointed out earlier, but it also means you reduce your will's definition. I mean, non-attachment means I walk through my apartment, I do this or do that depending on what opportunity presents itself, so to speak. I mean, as a stupid example, not a good example. But without non-attachment, you might have the firm decision, I want to do this thing today, yes, at this time, and if the reality does not fit this situation, then it must be changed by your own hand. Which is fine, of course. What's the problem with that? But in principle, that's more definition. That's what I'm trying to say. And the less unnecessary definition you have, the more free you are. The more you adapt to reality, and you know that our adaptability is what makes us indeed the crown of evolution. And the atheists would say again, we are not the crown of evolution. There is no advance. Evolution is just blind. It's just a random process with some logic attached, and so there is no best evolved being. There is no such thing. But that's bullshit, because evolution is the process of adaptation. And so a being that is best adapted is the most evolved being. And what's the most adapted being? We, of course. I mean, we can't survive in many circumstances, but we have the greatest shaping power over reality and the greatest flexibility in our decision making. Anyway, so a detour, most evolved, how the fuck did I get there? Anyway, the less defined your will is, the more you can go with the flow, and go with the flow is awesome. Then you're more flexible. Yeah, that brought me to the evolution thing. But here it is the anger thing, why I am so fervent in my anger so often. That is the following reason. When you have decreased the amount of will, the amount of insistence, yeah, and also have decreased particularly the amount of profile that your will has. Not every frequency slider is defined, only 3 or 4 of them for the particular situation. The rest you go with the flow, you don't insist quite much. This means though that you're much more aware of what will you actually want to have. And no, it sounds also paradoxical, but what will you want to have? It's this pyramid thing with the abstractions. In the highest level in yourself, there's the will. And sometimes it does stuff, sometimes it doesn't. When it does stuff, it does that because it feels the impulse from some kind of outer need, or because of the emotional inner need of to just live, to be alive, to do something. But then what is it that you want to do? That's the next step, that's the next lower layer. And then how exactly do you implement that, and so forth. That's the layers further down. That's how projects should be approached. And that's the opposite of how it's interestingly, from a theistic creation, universe creation perspective, interesting that the opposite direction is how we learn the universe. We look at the universe, lower frequency stuff, we look at cars, and enough, then we have understood what the car is, bikes enough, then we have understood what a bike is. So now we're no longer among the trees in the forest, we're looking down at the forest of the set cars, or look down at the set bikes. And we can even identify a bike that we haven't yet seen particularly, but we can see that belongs to that set. Kind of like the AI's work also, abstraction. And then we can look at both of these sets, the cars and the bikes, and we realize both of these sets are themselves trees of a higher order. Because you can again climb higher and look at this forest, and that is the forest of vehicles, or whatever you want to call that. And in this way, all of reality, to me, is a tree of sets and of abstractions, whose ultimate abstraction is the meaning of the word existence. Cosmos, eternity, creation, whatever really the truth is of existence, but, you know, the true meaning of the word existence. And so it's interesting that climbing higher and higher in this pyramid-like hierarchy ish, you know, it's not. I don't think it's particularly a four-sided pyramid with an angle of something. It's just, you know, it's a rough model, but it fits. It definitely fits. So the higher you climb, the harder it is to get higher. For example, it's super hard, that's why we haven't yet achieved that, maybe it's even impossible, to abstract the combination of the set general relativity and the set quantum mechanics. These two trees are in another forest and we haven't yet seen that forest from the top. We don't know how to unify the two. And it's very hard to get there. And climbing even higher, if there's still something above that, I don't know, that is even harder. It will get harder and harder. In the same way, the opposite, when you climb down into a pyramid, when you create a project, when you start a project, when you define your will, for example, the first step into the pyramid is the most important one for you, because everything else is contained within, effectively. You're defining the set. I want to do something. Contained within the set is the definition of what exactly you want to do. And defined contained in that is the exact implementation. Of course, you don't know that particular implementation yet, because you're moving down into the pyramid, you're creating. It's like creating the universe. You start with the most important whatever. Yeah, and I think that's wise and intelligent and good knowledge to have, and so if that is something that annoys you, then this channel is not for you. Alright. That is not needed. Now I want to decide if the pressure is 1, 2, 3, 4. If the pressure is 0. Branch if greater than 0. If the target pressure is greater than 0, then we have to fill it. Filt it, yeah, that's what I meant. Normally you empty those. But if you want to empty that, what is it that has to happen then? We already have this pump thing going on up here. Yeah, that's tit pump, haha. So what I would want to do here is merely call this subroutine. So, jump to subroutine. And then jump back to where we came from. Which will, of course, be here. Now we want to do the opposite thing, we want to pressurize that. What we also want to do is we want to set the mode. Ah, it's pretty stupid, that's also repeating. Let's see. No, I'm gonna keep that separate as possible. I mean, separation of concerns is one of the great, wonderful paradigms of programming, should absolutely be followed. And also, I lost my plot. Anyway. So, here we don't want to fill the jetpack. And here we want to fill it. And that's all that has to be done, right? I think so. No clue if that's really proper now. So it is the day again. We have 18 degrees. The sun is up, so this guy will not kick in the first place, or second or third place. Okay, this is not right. For whatever reason, this guy thinks we are still at 0 kilopascals target pressure, and so is trying to empty that very successfully. Will you turn off, please? Oh yeah, okay. What's the problem? What is the pump doing? We already know the pump here is being turned on when the pressure in that pipe is greater than target pressure. But target pressure should have been set to something meaningful. Down here. First we say it is 0. But if there's a canister in there, which there is, then we end up here and we select a target pressure. And this target pressure persists. Why does this not work? Huh, I'm at a loss. So let's go fancy and... Great. This is the threshold between two boxes. I could have put a wall here with a nice LED display. The problem is, this is exactly the wrong way. Hey, wait, what am I saying? Exactly the wrong way means I could turn it around. Yeah, of course. Only then the wall will go through the pump. That's ugly. Ah. Here is where I will find the target pressure, so I will just use the LED up here, why not? Right badge named. Pressure, What? Zero. Why the fuck is that 0? I mean, it makes sense regarding the behavior of this pump, but it doesn't make sense in regards to why the fuck is this so? I mean, particularly since, I mean, this guy is on. Why is this thing on? I mean, I bet that if I go here now and move this to down here where that is actually evaluated, I will find that the value is not 0. It is? What? This doesn't make... well, I guess a programming error, of course. I mean, it might make sense. The amount of times that I have doubted the compiler only to be humbled later. It's funny, basically. The compiler is God. You don't doubt God, you submit to him. Or her, whatever, let's be neutral there. Oh. Okay, let's look at the register. 15, 14, 13, 12. That's not the reason. Show me the target pressure. Okay, that's not the reason. Let's just say move target pressure. Okay, that was not intended. Damn. Maybe the problem is a completely different one. Maybe my subroutine concept doesn't really work. That might be possible. 1. Okay, of course. Nope. It's cool, but possibly copyright problem. Whatever. So what I really want to know is this down here being executed? If this is equal to 0, so I want to find out whether we arrive here. Well, there's a way to find out. I will change the color of the thing. We do arrive down there. I should use a speaker, that makes it faster. Well, so do we then ever arrive here? We do. But if we arrive there, how can the value of the register be 0? Register will be set to B if A is non-zero, otherwise C. I did that correctly here. Dude, if you arrive in at this place and this cannot be 0, it cannot be 0. But it is fucking 0. What? I mean, the mistake should be mine, I think. My experiences so far programming Stationeers show me that that must be my mistake. Then it's stable, it's clear, it's clean. How does this happen, man? This select statement must change this register. And both of these numbers are not 0. So this it cannot be 0 in this place. Absolutely not. It's just not possible. But it is. What's happening? Did I just find a bad bug? Select into this register based upon whatever the fuck is going on here. For comparison, let's just export and then I will import what I have in my O2 station because I have kind of the same code there. Maybe that inspires me. There. Select into the target register based upon the information register, blah blah blah. Same shit. Different source. I don't get it. Huh.
Waste tank caution.
Yeah, of course. I mean, maybe I'm making a stupid mistake here, but I mean, I have already tested this. I wrote an absolute number here, and then I saw it. So I'm now writing this value here. And then I'm seeing it. That's logical. But after this line, it cannot be 0. Oh. Fuck me sideways in a railroad tunnel. Of course. I'm jumping over those lines with this statement. Yeah, of course. Branch relative equal to 0. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Maybe I shouldn't branch relatively, but so how about this then? It's not being addressed. So the problem is with the storage tank thingy that I'm reading out. Maybe I'm doing it wrong. Cansto Jetpack. Cansto Jetpack. Structure gas tank storage. I'm sure that I copied this. Fill room Cansto. Why is the name not fucking shown? Ah, fill room Cansto. Ah, the oldest mistake that I tell people every time I do an intro video not to fall for when you program. Don't check your program. First check the cabling. That's better.
Air tank low.
Okay, then give me some jet. Wait, is this thing filling? It is filling. Oh, we already have 6 megapascals of jetpack gas. Pretty hot, I would assume. I mean, hot, not pretty, but okay. I should basically do this during the night, if I do it at all like this. It's just an emergency measure, basically. Emergency! Okay, pressure is 15 kilopascals. Way too low, and there's basically no oxygen in here. Yep, basically none. Because you need to get those plants started. They, though, need more CO2 pressure. I could actually, yeah, just pump that stuff over. Oh.
Air tank critical.
My god, I'm busy. Right batch named. Pump. Yeah, that grinds your gears right now, right? I'm not clicking this fucking button. I know my... So. That.
Oxygen low. Oxygen critical.
Add into
Low
R1.
pressure.
From here plus 1000.
Pressure critical.
R1.
Cognition low.
Export. Okay, the pressure is increasing further. Why is the pressure increasing further? I mean, it's not fatal, but damn, why is it continuing? Man, that's a pretty extreme situation here. And then by exporting this, when I have written the source code, we will have a race condition with that situation I just observed there. If it hits in a very wrong moment, the thing might be overpressurized for a moment. So, what's the mistake? Prepare a target pressure of 0. Check if the thing is occupied. If it's not occupied, then we would just... Wait, what? Oh. Wait, what? Right, okay, pressure defined. If it is equal to... yeah, then the pressure is defined, and then we say... if it is greater than 0, we want to fill it. Else we turn the thing off, and we say pump that pipe empty out there, outside the station. And return to caller. But if you want to fill it, that's our current situation, then let the filtration run. And let the... okay, I have no condition here yet whether the pressure has actually been achieved. That's pretty dumb. Good thing I have this evacuation pump there, huh? So right into greater than 0. No, less than. In R0, I want to know whether the pressure right. It's kind of a duplicate thing, but okay, whatever. Find the pressure in that last part. Or maybe I could just find the pressure of the canister itself, you know? That's also possible. Or I could just use a pressure regulator there. And I still have space for that even, I think. Pressure regulator. No, but I also have to turn off the thing, you know? And you could do both. So find the pressure in that pipe. If it's less than the target pressure, then this is 1. In this situation, we do this. And this is not necessarily true. We have to do another check, stupidly. Branch if equal to this. Ugly, it's ugly. Ugly code. Jump relative. I didn't even know this existed. Okay. Well, it has to be a subroutine. Does it? Yeah, of course it has to be. So, a subroutine call, I mean. But hey, I can do that. Branch if... Wait, Of course. Branch if equal to 0 AL. So check again, since my station will explode otherwise. Lower the pipe analyzer pressure. If it's less than the target pressure, we have a 1. Set the mode to 1 accordingly. If the mode is not equal to 0, so if it is 1, then we want to evacuate? What the fuck, man? If the mode is equal to 0, we want to evacuate. If it's not equal to 0, we want to pressurize. Yep. And then we're here. Huh. Seems to work. Oh, I forgot a little thing. Now we have super hot CO2 from the planet in here because of the evacuation logic. But, let's turn that off again. The thermal energy should be very low, the thermal mass. And, well, though this thing's counting down fast. Not good. Anyway, so now we have that. Now I will save, because now I want to do this. And there we go. And that is already super hot. So the only temperature that it will achieve after this is a lower one. We should be safe. Man, but the room is pretty hot. How hot is this? 25 degrees, that's fine. Okay, now we finally have Jetpack. And let me just demonstrate what happens if I fly here. Room temperature 2. Well, it doesn't matter where I fly. Programming error. No, wait, where is that? Where do I hear that? Oh, here. Right. Here we go again. A short break was in order. Okay, we have Jetpack and gas. Over there we now have more CO2. I would guess we have a pressure in there of 45 kilopascals. Let's take a look. I hope I won't hear an exploding canister again. Well, okay. 50, okay, it's more. 50 kilopascals. 7, what the fuck? Right, it's being evaluated with the, it's equalized with the other side. this is it descending? I think so. I think I saw that. But if so, then super slowly. Oh shit, okay. Maybe I have to install some cooling here also. I mean, it doesn't have to be super powerful. Only to, you know... that's a good idea. Let's do that. That's the next goal, yeah. Pressure is, like I said, 50 kilopascals. Maybe I was actually correct with my 45. Once the degrees are down to 220? Huh? So there needs to be an AC here. Yes. Okay, let's see. What was it again? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Bah. 12 times, I think it was 70 watts. Motherfucker, where is it? 70 watts. 10 times 70 watts is 70, so it's 840 watts. And the next slide would then be here. 2, 3, 4. 4 times 840 is, let's say 4 times 900 to be safe. 4 times 900 is 3,600. Yep. 99 is 18, 18 and 18 is 36, 3,600. The AC, I think, can sometimes actually pull a bit more. Maybe I should go so far as to make another circuit here. Let's do that. For that, though, I would have to pipe another cable. But okay, let's fucking do that then.
Waste tank caution.
Again. Can't get anything done at noon, huh? Maybe I should hold a siesta. Sometimes it's just fun to sleep at the computer, I must say. I had like half an hour or so. Or a whole hour spread over several. See if that's in principle correct. Yep.
Waste tank critical. Temperature high. Temperature critical.
Yeah, I wanted to check if the value was set correctly. Okay, now some ACs here, or at least one, for which I would then need gas, oxygen, that I do not have, but okay. But it needs to be done. That's all I know. Yeah, okay, this is the last step in the chain. So it will not be that many watts after all. We will not, I mean, these two rows will be empty. This will be infrastructure. What am I doing? It's still the same code. I see 10. Right? Yep. I think the laptop doesn't even consume any electricity. I think that's a long-standing bug that for whatever stupid reason they didn't fix yet. Let's test this. The way I'm wiring up my station is still so horrible after all these hours. That's really my addiction to novelty. Yeah, some might think that my non-attachment thing is the reason that I can't really stick with a project or whatever, but that's not the reason. I know the reasons are different. Okay. Yep, Bob. Input. There we would have to... Well, I would first just pipe the room in here. I mean, we have a temperature of 70 degrees. That's not too much for an AC to handle. So I can just have one here. And then maybe another one that pipes into the same waste pipe. Wait, the waste pipe would be here. So I could have multiple of these for stronger cooling, but I don't have to step them down. That's not necessary here. Wait, I do have to step them down. Because I'm cooling to this place. God damn it. Ah, shit. Alright.
Waste tank caution.
$66 degrees. I could decorate a bit. Nothing will be changed here again, hypothetically. God damn it. Nothing to be done here, I guess. Okay. Doesn't even have to be highlighted, nice. $49. Yeah, I can do all that with LEDs. Test. It's way too hot in here. This guy has a target pressure, no? No, it doesn't, actually. So it's just pumping as fuck. Okay. How much oxygen do we still have? None. And none. And almost... well, there's some in the room. Which if I so choose, could be pumped in here. Yes, it is. At 40 degrees, which is a bit high. But these bleed thermal energy, so if once the room finally reaches some kind of cool state, that's gonna be fine. Also, I mean, as cool as it... by the... what am I doing? Why am I building an AC system for the greenhouse hall? Couldn't I use phase change cooling now? It's cold enough for that. Huh. Intriguing. Very intriguing. Never done this really, but this creative mode, I mean, how much incentive do I still need? Should try that. Still pretty warm in here. It's 70 degrees. Fuck me sideways in a railroad tunnel. Okay, so this guy has his waste gas connector. Now, as we know, we should make sure that the output and the input are not in the particular same grid location. But what am I doing? Well, I want to run one of these at least. Can it do anything though? With that temperature differential, yeah, at night maybe. So during the night, which is by the way very soon, so maybe that makes sense then, I could actually cool the room down with this dude. Problem is I don't have any gas for the pipe. So that's futility then. Wait a minute. Did I actually done goofed? The whole time? No, that was correct. Okay, I thought that the pressure regulator thing was on the output side. That would have been very stupid. And what's with this? Funny, now I've made these thingies here. That is the logic connection for that battery, which I haven't yet, like, connected. So I'm actually not getting my true station battery state so far. One battery was missing the whole time. Case in point. See, it's not being turned on. This one? Yep. Now it's 11 degrees here? What's happening? Nightfall. What's the time? What? Solar angle 45 is not night at all. What am I saying? It's up there. We have 16 degrees. Huh. Well, I'm not rejecting, but it strikes me to be a waste. To not use this time. What? Why is this thing not turning on? Pressure 2 megapascals. This thing should be on to empty that pipe, because the target pressure is... Alright, the target pressure is a different one. Sure. Right now? Oh, actually that makes sense. Huh.
Hunger caution.
Okay, rewired. Now we have space here and time. So we have a universe. Almost, but not quite. Okay. More than enough power. Cooling is doing its thing. Getting us down to 15 again, hopefully at some point in the future. And what about the temperature here? How hot is that gas?
Space.
35, oh that's fine. It is struggling to fill that. Whoa, they're empty. Wow. Well, I guess I'm out of O2, man. I need oxygen. Do I actually have to spawn another such canister? I don't like the idea, man. But what will I do instead? Annoying. I mean, realistically, how much oxygen do I have in here? Basically none. How much is in here? None. How full is this thing? 16 kilopascals, 16 megapascals. So that's all, there's nothing more in there. This is CO2.
Jetpack critical.
Very hot CO2, not to be confused. In other words, we need more O2. There's no way around this. I have to spawn one of these. Okay. No way around it. Or maybe I could trade? Hey, you know, let's see if we can trade. That would be cooler. Metallurgy, gush trader, eats. None of those are related to gas. Fuck. Oh. I could delete it now, but I think it's better if... well, if the shame is visible. Which is the truth. Helps also with planning some better playthrough. Maybe. Or not maybe. 6 kilopascals. Lots of oxygen. All of which will of course be sucked away by this dude. $69 degrees, it's working. This connector here, I mean. Energy exchange. Okay. So this guy cannot actually do anything for us except during the night, and if I have some pressure here, which I do not. But I have an idea. an idea. Not a big one, just some small shit. Operational temperature efficiency 0%. That's not enough percent. Oh right, of course I have no waste gas yet. There's a little thing that I forgot, so... Just for funsies I do this. Completely unnecessary. Oh, right. Not... That was stupid. I thought the canister holder also exists. Which it doesn't have to, of course. I just thought, maybe.
Air tank critical. Oxygen low. Oxygen critical.
So that's heating up. In the room? Is it cooling down? Hypothetically, yeah. What can you expect in that short a time? Heating and heating and heating and heating and heating and also heating. But during the night, this should do something. Okay, I said phase change, cooling. First I would have to have some pollutant. Without pollutant you can't do much. And I would need the phase change device. There's evaporation chamber. Evaporation means it becomes gas again, which means that it cools down. That's the thing that I want in here. Awesome. Why don't they just play the things on the radio that I like? Is that too much asked? How would they know? Yeah, good question. Apart from the question, why should they care? But it's also a good question. So... I have no clue really about these guys. I mean, I've fucked around with them a bit, even made a video. Hey, this is the atmospherics tutorial. Wait, let me try to... Okay, I guess this works maybe like this. I guess maybe... now you have seen what they can do. Well, the channel is far from perfect. Hey, what's happening? 5 megapascals, that's fine. And now we have 49 megapascals. Oh, right. This guy would have to be turned on. Alright. Still 69 degrees. How hot is it out there? I think the sun is still up. And we can see it up there. As long as there's a shadow being cast by the sun is casting a shadow. And when I say sun, I of course mean the black hole's accretion disk. Yep. But that's not 3 characters and 1 syllable. That's a bit longer than that. And I'm talking too much as it is. Everybody in the audience, yes. Yes, you do. I guess the condensation chamber should also be in here. As long as everything is insulated, I assume the guy is insulated. Or are they not insulated?
Air tank low.
Lowering the pressure target of the inbuilt back pressure regulator using the setting wheel will change the boiling temperature of liquids inside. Secondary gas input on the left is the heat exchanger input and allows for heat exchange between the secondary input pipe and the external in the internal atmosphere of the evaporation chamber. So I would need, well, guess what? Basically I would need the thing that I built out there, which is at 5 megapascal, where it doesn't have to be, but if I pipe this over here, I mean there's quite a few more pipes, then I'm down at 1.5 megapascal maybe, and I don't like that, it's too low. I mean it is already very hot. Wait, what? It is already... Oh, it's not that hot. Oh, I can see that the sun is going down, because it is cooling down.
Air tank critical.
So the room should be cooling down. Oh man. Hey, what am I doing? I need oxygen. Quickly.
Waste tank caution. Oxygen low.
Man.
Oxygen critical.
That's not the right
Low
choice
pressure.
at all.
Temperature critical. Oxygen low.
Because that oxygen is a bit too hot. So
Oxygen critical.
that's stupid. I just fucked up big.
Air tank critical. Low pressure.
What just happened?
Temperature high.
What the fuck just happened? That was just bad all around. Crap.
Pressure critical.
What can you do? I shouldn't have used that oxygen. Maybe I would have made it here without burning my lungs. Then I confused all the tanks. So what's in here? Oxygen at 200 degrees. That's too hot. Oxygen, let's cool that down by heating up the room. Alright, maybe I shouldn't have done that right next to this thing, but 30 degrees, fine. And now we have some CO2 in there. Oh great, that's awesome. But it can't get into our system, so that's not too bad. 3 kilopascals, all of it's CO2. But that's fine, I mean CO2 is something for which I have filters. Nope, too risky. 14 degrees. what temperature does this have? 30?
Air tank critical.
30.
Oxygen low. Oxygen critical.
What's that? Also O2. Yeah, that was panic. Okay, we have very low pressure here, 68 degrees Celsius. That's why we don't have strong exchange here. I remember that I wanted to cool down a room that was very hot, had relatively low pressure, like 70 kilopascals or something, and then I used this usual setup of active vent, pipe, back pressure regulator, and then the heat exchange was stronger, definitely. So there's not gonna be much that happens here anyway. But the room is cooling down, that's good. Maybe I should even go so far as to 5 degrees this. Oh fuck, man. Fuck my life. Hey, I didn't turn this off. But yeah, I did right. I only was holding the tool, and that was a mistake. Oh, it would automatically be closed. Huh. But wait a minute. Is this thing left? Okay, if I click on this thing, it will turn on. So if I click on this thing now, it will turn off. So let's drag that in the inventory. Oh, it's always unfolded in there. Oh, okay. Is this thing working? Three degrees, not bad. That room is cooling down as fuck, man. I wonder if the step down could be spread out a bit more. 400 degrees. I mean, during the day,
Hunger critical.
I think I could add a bit more to this. Let's make that 50 degrees. So, from 60 to 110. 160. 210. 206. Wait, what? Wait. 220, 280. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's. Wait, huh? From 60 to 110 is 50. That might make it more efficient during the day. 6 and 5 is 11, and 5 is 16, and 5 is 21, and 5 is 26, and 5 is 31, 36, 41, 46, 51, okay. Large panel? God damn it. No one wants the fucking large panel as a default. Eating and drinking.
Pressure critical. Oxygen critical. Pressure critical. Oxygen critical.
Huh. Why so serious? Because I'm running out of food, man. Pressure 6 kilopascals. Temperature 31 degrees. And the temperature over there is still 64 degrees. Falling mildly. But I wonder if this guy has any contribution. Ah, we can see it here. Heat exchange rate minus something joules. What's the next step? I don't know, Wolfgang's here. I mean, I need to cool down the room, I need to fill it with CO2. What's the answer to that? Cooling it down, yes, of course, phase change. I was kind of irritated for a moment there when I was dying because I misbehaved. Hey, wait, can I buy oxygen now? For example, I mean, a bit late, but what am I doing? Log. Stellar stone supply trader. Stone supply? Stellar stone? More ore, less trader. Hey, we could maybe sell him some ores, but for that I would have to mine. Come on, let's get some trader here. Contact. Nebula nuggets. And what's with the other guy? Five times 5, we have that, but I don't have the power. 171 watts. Okay, that's hopeless, because I need to send him 200 watts. That would have to be right on the nose. I only have 200 watts available here. Could be a bit less dark out here also. Okay, so the guy allows me to buy iron and such. And sell? Uh-huh. Perfect fuel ratio, temperature apparently irrelevant. Interesting. Huh. Goodbye. $60 in here. Is anything happening at all? 3 megapascals, pure oxygen, so no danger that this gets too cold on this world anyway. Or liquid, I mean. 141 degrees. Yeah, the temperature differential is too big. I need at least one more of these guys. But... if I build a second one, then I will build a third one until I have a whole row again. Shit. It's really a decision, isn't it? Or I can build the phase change stuff right here. Doesn't have to be here, where it might block the potential row of guys. Okay then. The phase change device. Here we want the condensation chamber, in which then the heat will be produced. So this exchanges the... That connects the gas from the evaporation chamber, which we also need here.
Hunger caution.
Since I don't want to block this stuff, I guess it would have to be here. Which is ridiculous. And there's liquid here also? Huh. Yeah, I'm doing it wrong. Of course. So that's the gas input, that's the gas output. Because here the liquid turns into gas again, and here I connect something in the room so that the room can benefit from the thermal energy change. Which we can do right now. Except I would have to have a medium in them. Or should I just put a pipe cowl there? I mean, that's ridiculous. This will be very hot. Do these guys not have the same? Ah, fuck my life. Shit. Man, of course. I mean, let's say I get a cooling cycle going, but then here's the waste
tank caution.
gas connector and the waste gas thermal energy connector. And what do I connect that to? To the planet? This will just heat up the... I mean, there's just no way for the pollutant to stay liquid, no matter how high the pressure, once it reaches that higher temperature. So forget it, I have to make an entire fucking AC chain again. So that would have to be moved over here in the end, once everything is running. Lame, lame, lame. $55 degrees in here. At least you have 46 kilopascals. Ah, look at that. 46? Once they're down to 20, we'll be at 40. So that would have to be done over here. Yeah, well, okay, the rotation is not infinite. At some point it just repeats. What just happened? What was clicking there? Oh, it's a logic effect when I connect the cable. Network is shocked. Now they're turning all on. Ha, lol. Normally colossal waste of electricity.
Waste tank critical. Power critical.
Is there a battery charger in here? I have to go back and print one. Ha, no. Great. Even greater. Greater Thunberg. Surely the most knowledgeable and wise adult we have ever witnessed. In the history of... and so forth. Bit more light would be nice. What kind of cable network are we talking about? The right one, okay. There's a cable corner? Where? Why are the cables here? Heh. Oh, okay, that's a relic. No. No. Mommy. Huh. That stupid pipe. Not beautiful, but okay. I fucking hate my life to death. Okay. So now we would have to make loops, which use insulated pipes. Hey, what happened to the fucking music? I didn't say turn it off. Yet it is off. Yeah, the Soma FM player is a bit stupid. Or maybe it's intentional that after some time it just turns off and doesn't recover the stream because maybe just someone forgot to let it run, you know, to protect themselves from unnecessary server load. Who knows? But I think the timing of such events is peculiarly random-ish. I mean, it happens very, very rarely, but it happens. Okay. I would have to gas them up now, though, and I don't have any gas that I could use for that. Annoying! And what the efficiency? Ah, look at that. Temperature differential efficiency 10%. So something is happening at least. 150 degrees, 20 degrees. What if I set that higher to 30? Then we have a temperature differential of 9% for whatever reason. Okay, let's go down to 10. It doesn't change? Shouldn't that change now that I'm saying, hey, make that colder? And he's like, dude, the difference between your waste gas pipe and what you want to achieve is so vast. But no, what am I saying? This will go down to 8%, to 7%, to 6% and so forth, because it's not related to the, to the value I'm setting here, but it's, I mean, very loosely, yes, but it's related
Hunger critical.
to the temperature of the gas coming in to this gas. So in other words, like 6 more degrees and then we're done. We can basically turn this off for now. So this is where the cold gas comes back in from the room. Would come in. The waste pipe is connected here, which is then cooled down by this guy, which needs this waste pipe. Yep. Yep. So far so good. This has been done. Pressure in there is fine, if not a bit high. Temperature is definitely too high for me to risk anything. As in... nah. Okay. Yeah, all I need now is the gas to put in there. Sun's back. $20. And pressure 15 kilopascals, lots of CO2. A few more nights and we have enough CO2 to pump it over there, but I do need some cooling solution, or I just wait for a long time because, of course, once I have enough CO2, I no longer need to pump stuff in from the outside. The sun, whatever the fuck the term should be, shouldn't heat up the station so much that the ACs can't cope, so then this thermal energy exchange should very, 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 very slowly have lowered the temperature of the greenhouse, and then we would have a pressure over there also with the help of this dude. I will just keep building pressure in here, I guess, because then I can pump over CO2 that is already at a very low temperature. That actually makes much more sense. Yeah. My god, what a complicated thing that I'm doing here. Alright, that's enough for this video. Potentially, maybe, who knows? I mean, the future is unknown to all of us. See you again next time.